Blair, Thomas, and Magic. Subscribe now, watch us live lavish. We got Brooks, now we live, and we bringing major vibes.
Up City and Alliance, we taking all flying high. Follow us now for guidance. Up City and Alliance, Up City and Alliance. We got the best advice. Keep it real, no lying. Up City and Alliance, Up City and Alliance. Up City and Alliance, Up City and Alliance. We got.
So nobody gonna say the intro? Oh well, fuck
No.
it. Fucking Negroes. Anyways, what's going on? It's the Obsidian Alliance here, and today, happy holidays.
Merry Christmas.
Christmas,
Merry
happy holidays
Christmas,
to everybody.
Happy Hanukkah. Happy Kwanzaa. You know, all that. Yeah.
Holidays, happy holidays.
Yeah, we'll go with that. And today, on a very special edition, is can you turn a hoe into a housewife? Hoes don't act right. But anyways, so
3 hoes because of Santa.
ho. Anyway, let's start out with opening arguments.
So you was talking about Santa, the white man that's fat and goes through your chimney at night. Yup. Mm-hmm.
My Santa's black. I leave him out chicken wing Hennessy.
Some Santas are black now.
Oh, now.
Nah.
Okay.
So we're being diverse for diversity's sake. Okay. All right. Anyways,
They can't go around the whole world.
ooh boy. Anyways, so the question is, of course, can you turn a hoe into a housewife? Well, actually, the very first question: what defines a wife?
Not a hoe. So let's start with that. Not a hoe.
A wife, someone who takes care of the household, the kids, take care of the husband, make sure they're straight throughout the day. Usually, the wife is the one who's not necessarily the breadwinner, but more runs behind the scenes, make sure the husband can provide.
What are you talking about behind the scenes? A woman has to be behind the scenes now?
I mean, you can be a wife and still be a hoe.
How?
Okay,
I mean, if
I
you're
would
taking
give it the
household, taking
criteria.
care of kids, but you still out hoeing, what's wrong? Shit getting done, right?
I mean, there are teen housewives and stuff like that, though. You seen the, yeah.
Yeah, it's all over TV.
Reality TV is a wonderful, wonderful thing.
I hope you're not talking about Real Housewives of Atlanta or any other one because half of them are not married.
I mean, wouldn't be Real Housewives if they weren't married or previously married.
No, that's why it's a stupid show because half of them aren't married. That's why I don't understand why they call it Housewives when they're not married.
Like I said, the definition of a wife is pretty much be the rock for the husband. Pretty much hold it down in all the areas that the husband cannot. Pretty much. Doesn't mean that you can't be a breadwinner. It doesn't mean that you can't go out there and do your thing. Pretty much whatever the husband can't cover, you're supposed to cover. That's how marriage is supposed to work. Now, a lot of times it does.
So if you can't
Things of that nature.
I see.
Hold on, you breaking up, Brooks. What was you saying?
I said, if he can't cover the rest of the stuff, why is he even a husband?
Oh, wow. Wow. Okay. So,
Low.
I'm playing this both ways now.
oh boy.
Hey, you never thought about love? Like, you know what I'm saying? How you know the woman is the breadwinner and all that other stuff and loves the man so much that she says, you know what, I think you could be better and la 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 and marries him and just, you know.
Excuse me. The only way a man is loved properly is if he has money.
Who hurt you?
You would know what you
No,
want.
stop. Who hurt you?
I'm just going off of what I see on social media and regular TV every day.
We're only love for what you can provide.
Oh.
Yep.
All right. So now that we've gotten wife out the way, what constitutes a hoe?
To me, a hoe is a person that sleeps with multiple people. I said person, not woman. A person that sleeps with multiple people at the same time.
Promiscuous.
That's it.
A hoe is somebody that doesn't take care of themselves.
So hold on. You saying that's what a hoe is? So is it okay for men to sleep around? Are they hoes or is it just?
I just said person, not woman. Person.
Okay.
Person. No, it is not okay for men to sleep around because that's how you catch shit. So either way it goes. I don't care if you're black, white, brown, purple, white, man, woman, gender X, gender, whatever. If you're sleeping around with multiple people, you are a hoe.
But what if you're single and you're just trying to have fun?
That's fine. You can have fun with one person. You don't have to sleep with 7.
So if I'm not talking to nobody and I'm sleeping around, but then if I find that one person and I stop what I'm doing, am I still a hoe?
No, you just said you stopped.
Oh, okay.
So there are rules to being a hoe.
Of course. I mean, think about it. If I'm trying to be a hoe, one, I'm not telling all the people that I'm sleeping with that I'm sleeping with them. That's one. And two,
Wait, why aren't you?
Why would I?
Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you be honest about that?
You tell me, sir. What year we live in? Why wouldn't you be honest about it? You tell me.
I don't give a damn what year we're living in. If I'm having relations with multiple people and I'm dealing with multiple people, I'm giving them the option of whether or not they want to stay with me or not. And if they don't,
that's common courtesy, ain't it?
Yes.
Oh, you're adding logic to it. That's funny.
So women can't be logical?
I didn't say that. You said that.
I didn't say that.
What I am saying is, let's not act like we're in an age where people are always honest. They are not. Yes, you have the people who do it the right way. Yes, I hold around.
Whoa.
Do you want to be one of the people I hold around with?
Wait,
but at the end of the day,
time out.
What?
You are breaking up, my man.
Oh, talking about in general.
Huh?
He thought you was talking about yourself.
Oh. What I am saying is, if you have a person who's being honest about it, then fine, be honest about it. There are people who like hoes. A lot of people like hoes. But let's not pretend that we live in a perfect world where everybody is honest. There are plenty of people, men and women alike, who lie. They just, oh no, you're the only one I'm talking to.
So if we talking about, let's give a better example of a hoe, meaning like a prostitute. As she said that she was be a housewife, would you believe her?
A prostitute?
Yeah.
I mean, besides bringing something sexual to the table, I mean, what else is she bringing to the table?
I mean, if she changes her ways, maybe she bettered herself.
How?
Went to school.
I don't know. I'm not that person.
She went to school. She was trying to be something now. And now, she's trying to like.
Oh, she slept her way through school.
Wow.
I mean, hey, if you get your degree at the end of the day and then you get yourself out of it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, she's like a doctor or something like that. Like she really like leveled up and like not on that no more.
Listen, the saying goes, can you turn a hoe into a housewife? If we're going to go by layman's terms, we live in a country where you can marry animals, you can marry yourself, you can marry inanimate objects. So yes, if you want to take a hoe off the street and take her to the courthouse, yes, you can. If that's the nitty-gritty of the situation. Now, I'm going to ask you three gentlemen something. Are y'all going to marry a hoe and try to turn her into a housewife?
Do I know that she's a hoe?
Yeah, you know.
Then no.
Mr. Magic?
It is.
Maybe you can work your magic and make her a housewife.
I mean, yeah. I don't like, my thing is, as long as you, like, whatever your past life is whatever your past life is. None of us are perfect. So,
hold on. Before you finish that,
mm-hmm.
You said no matter what your past life is, is true. But guess what? It still affects your future life. I'm sorry. You can't be a convicted felon for touching kids and then think everything's gonna be okay. Like
I'm not going that far.
If you're a klepto and you go around stealing stuff from your friends, like no matter what it is, it's some way somehow gonna get caught up. It depends on how bad it is if somebody wants to deal with it. So your past life does affect to a certain extent.
To a certain extent, fine. As far as child molestation, I think they should be under the ground anyway. But that's neither here nor there.
What about using your body to finesse men?
You mean like a stripper?
Well, finesse.
Oh no, a stripper's not a finesse because you it's on the sign when you.
That is a finesse.
It's on the sign when you walk in. It's on the sign. If you go to a strip club,
so a professional finesse. So a professional finesse.
How is it a professional finesse, sir? What strip club have you gone to that doesn't have what you're coming there for on the sign?
But like I said, the job is to provide a sexual fantasy, a finesse.
So a fantasy is
a person that's being professionally paid to finesse a sexual fantasy for money.
When I think of finesse, I think of someone getting over. It would be like if I called my restaurant Blair's Barbecue, but there's strippers in there. That's a finesse because I'm advertising one thing, but I'm selling another. But saying, hey, that's like you saying, yo, Blair, you want to go to the strip club with me? Well, I don't know what's in there. Strippers. That's what we going for. Strippers. So when I get there, I can't be like, oh my God, I can't believe you took me to this place where all these naked women running around. You told me we was going to a strip club. That's not a finesse. Now, if you said, Blair, we're going to McDonald's, and then I open my eyes and we're at Magic City, well, then now I have a problem because you said we was going to McDonald's and now we in here. You see the difference? But you can't say I'm finessing if I put it on the sign. Erotic dancers, strippers, erotic this, whatever you want to call it, belly dancing this or blah, blah. It's in the name. It's right there on the sign. How's that finessing?
It's a finesse because, like I said, they're selling you the idea of a fantasy, meaning that you can try to talk your way into doing anything, or they use whatever whim, charm, or whatever the case may be to be able to get you to give up money. They're selling you the idea of a dream.
I'm pretty sure you're going there to give up your money.
That's why it's not a finesse.
Some don't.
Go to the strip club and they notice that you're not paying. Guess what? You get kicked out. The whole point of going to the strip is to spend your money. Whether it's drinks, the women, or if you want to do something random and God knows.
Mr. Magic.
Yes.
When we were living together, didn't you buy a car?
I did.
Did the dealer try to sell you a fantasy? So you went looking for a Hyundai. Did he try to sell you a Bentley or a Ferrari?
No.
Why not?
Because I knew what I was looking in there for.
So,
but it's a difference between, because you go in there, yes, there are naked women in there, but they're trying to sell you a fantasy of something else that you could do more. And you get more if you're supposedly pay enough money.
But there's some that say no touching, and there's some that's free will. So,
and even you, sir, said, Mr. Magic, you said strippers personally that do stuff under the table. So now I could say that. Now, if you're trying to make it seem like, all right, I'm not getting nothing, but as long as I'm dishing out money talks, sir. Money allows you to do a whole bunch of things that you wouldn't be able to do. So, if you're talking about that, then really who's being finesse? If I have money to burn and I want some and you're going to give it up for $400, how you know $400 is a big deal to me? That's not my rent money. Maybe $400 is just what I wanted to spend to get some cheeks. And I got my cheeks. So guess what? Who got finessed? Now, if you going broke, there's the finesse. If you got the dudes in there spending their rent money, car insurance, trying to give away the wedding ring, trying to give away the car, the house, the deed.
I've seen people give away their tax money in there.
We all know what time. Yeah, tax time. That's duh. I mean, that's the time to go to the strip club because it's technically the money that you were owed. I just don't see for me anyway. That to me, when I think of a hoe, turning a hoe into a housewife, like Mr. Major said, you gotta think about what comes with being a housewife. Can someone who lives a whole life also be able to manage the housewife life and intermingle the two to where it's not noticeable that you're doing both. Because yeah, if you're too much on the host side, your husband's gonna find out, or your wife, whatever you're into, who cares? And if you're, it's hard to balance two different lifestyles without eventually being caught. A lot.
Brooks, before we got into this thing, brought up a very interesting point. Every woman has the potential or quality to be a wife.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
It's what is learned outside of that and the choices and the decisions that they make that may exclude them from such. And a lot of men, and this is my point, this is separated from his point, and for me, a lot of women are freaks. It just takes the right one to bring it out.
Yeah,
so,
I mean, it's the same way for men too. It just takes the right women to get it out.
So if you already have somebody that's technically a hoe, the freak part is already out there. Now you just have to bring in the woman, the wife, the feminine qualities out of her to make her a housewife, which seems simpler than the other way around of having a housewife and bringing the freak out, because we've seen plenty of those that
I'd rather have it that way. I'd rather have it that way.
What?
I'd rather have a wife that I have to teach how to be a freak than to have a hoe that I have to teach how to be a housewife.
I'd rather have a hoe.
Because for me, no. This is what I hear.
Because you saying that you have to teach her to like the stuff or try the stuff does get repetitive, boring, and probably unattractive at some point. Because if you have to continue to do that or continuously do that, what's the point? You might as well just keep it boring and basic.
Well, this is my logic behind it. One, the sexual part of any relationship has to be spiced up. It can get dull and boring, even if you could have amazing sex with someone for the first 20 times you guys have it. And then 9 times out of 10, like you said,
You're breaking up.
Women are freaks. It's not going to be. What?
Hold on, you were breaking up. That's why I was trying to get you, because you was breaking up a little bit. All right, now go back.
I said, like you said, it's not going to be the man who's coming up saying we need to spice things up. 9 times out of 10, it's the girl. So if I have my wife, a woman that I consider wifey material, she cooks, she cleans, we work together, we're a team, there's trust, everything. We have everything but the freak side. Well, I think that's a lot easier to teach than values, sir, because someone who was raised right, like we were, as Brooks has put it, we are a dying breed.
Yeah, we're undervalued. So,
but hey, look, I'm not gonna let the women of today take away my morals from yesterday and all of that stuff. My mom and dad raised me right. My grandmother taught me stuff. My grandfather, hell, even my fellow friends have taught me and given me some ideas. I'm not going to let no streetwalker take that away from me. So at the end of the day, morals is something that's hard to teach. Being a freak, how to do this right and how to do that right, all you got to do is look at some videos and you're pretty much there. And if she's your wife and if she's as into you as you are into her, it's not going to be a problem for her to drop them drawers and get creative.
I say this, like I said, we'll go back to the original argument of every female has the qualities of a wife. It all depends on what you learn and what you unlearn. If I already have the freak stuff down, and I show her a proper person of how you're supposed to be treated, 9 times out of 10, unless you have somebody that is hardwired, in which that case, they need to have their own thing going on. But if you show somebody properly, and this doesn't even have to go to relationships, this could go to friendships or family or whatever the case may be. If you show somebody proper loyalty, proper of handling how a friendship, relationship, trust, things of that nature, a lot of times, unless they are hardwired into a certain way, a person is going to change because they're going to want to see themselves be better with you. Friendships, just like you said, you had your grandmother, your grandfather, your parents, us, the same way with me, y'all, my mother, my grandmother, my cousins, they all have put their imprint on me to want to do better for them because of the way that y'all have grown and things of that nature. Just like even before we left the house, we were all cool, but we were all getting on each other's nerves. So it was a tension in the house. But now that we're all separated and we're all working ourselves back, I want to do better. So that way, if we do come back, it'll be far different than what it was a year ago. And that's the thing. And you can put that into a relationship of a woman. If you show a woman who already, as Brooke said, has the natural qualities to want to be loved and to want to be a wife, and she already has the freak brought out of her because of her past life, whether she was a streetwalker, whether she was a stripper, OnlyFans, Pornhub, or heck, a girl that got down with a bag of chips and a Black and Mild. I mean, it doesn't matter where your life was beforehand, as long as you show it right.
It does matter because them chips was good.
So hold on, I have a question for you, Magic. So now, with that being said, and she shows that she has changed her ways, but then end up going back to it, how much longer would you put up with it until you say, you know, enough is enough?
We'll have a conversation. There's a conversation that needs to be had. And if I continue to see that that life has a hold over you, then I have to leave you alone. Because if I'm pushing, because if I'm putting in a different energy and you're still wanting to put in the same energy, then we're on two different wavelengths and I got to move on. So it all depends. Like I said, the conversation is going to be had, and then I'll have a clock in my head. I don't know how long that may be, and we'll go from there.
Let's get to the real debate, because y'all were talking about this earlier about Kim K, whether she's a good housewife or whatever. Let's get to the real debate. All right, starting first, we'll go with Mr. Thomas, D. Blair Thomas. Go ahead.
I don't even know why is Kim Kardashian even like an example of this housewife?
We were talking about this earlier.
Because I mean, when you comes to Gris, we all know her. Well, most of us should know her background on how she's conducted herself with many famous athletes and the infamous sex tape Ray J. And now she is married to Kanye West.
Yeah, the sex tape happened. That wasn't even her boyfriend. That was just
so she
no,
would
she
be
was dating Ray J at the time.
Unless you knew anybody else, she would be considered a person who you can say was a hoe, and now she's a housewife.
Is she a hoe because she was in relationships with multiple people having sex with that one person that makes you a hoe?
That's a valid point, Mr. Blair.
And no, not even that. Here's my thing. If you're a good wife, you wouldn't have, unless your husband was the trifling one, and in the last marriage he was not.
What marriage?
The marriage to
Humphreys.
You talking about the Chris Humphreys?
Yes. Why would you have a divorce underneath your belt if you're such a good housewife and your husband didn't do anything? He wasn't abusive. He wasn't verbally, physically, mentally, emotionally, nothing like that. He was making money. So you tell me, as a woman, if you are a good wife and your husband...
Since none of us are women, pose that question out there into the open. I can't
already talk to people about this because it's just like you can't... Unless your husband did something, then that would put the blame on him. But he ain't do nothing. You have a divorce underneath your belt. That's it. The debate is over. Like
she might have two.
Huh?
I said she might have two now. Rumors.
That still doesn't mean you can't be a good housewife just because you have a divorce under your belt.
I mean, people do remarry.
Exactly. People remarry all the time. So just because, you're automatically disqualified for life for being a good husband or wife because you have a divorce under your belt, Not
I mean,
to
you
mention,
the one who called her a hoe. I didn't.
she's a hoe by media standards.
I'm not going by media standards because we're not media.
I don't consider her a hoe, but I mean, I'm just going off of the media says she's a hoe because she has been with a bunch of dudes off and on, and
like most women, you mean? Like most women?
I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't go that far.
I would.
I would.
How many, sir? How many times have you heard a story about a woman going back to the person that they said they were done with? How many times have we listened to that story? How many times have we had to tell somebody not to talk to somebody because they've already tried talking to them 6 times, but they want to try the 7th? How many times have we gone over that story?
I'm just saying, I'm not trying to consider them all hoes at that point, if that is the
correct. I didn't know. That's not the hoe. That's not what's the hoe. The hoe would be if Kim Kardashian was in a relationship, she's in a marriage right now, if she was simultaneously messing around with other men, that would classify her as the hoe. I'm not talking about the hoe part. I don't think Kim is a hoe. Do I think she's dumb? Yes. Not financially, just life dumb. She's not financially dumb. She's financially genius, honestly, because she be doing crazy stuff. But anyway, I'm talking about the housewife piece. Do you honestly think in her marriage right now, she's at home while Kanye's in the other studio part of the house producing or doing whatever with his gospel music now, you think she's in the kitchen with the kids preparing dinner?
No. And the reason why I say that is because they live a completely different lifestyle than we do. They have maids and cooks and chefs and personal trainers and everything else.
Kim Kardashian's mom cooks. She cooks every Sunday. So what's the difference?
That's her. That doesn't, just like if I was that rich, if you were that rich, are you still gonna be cooking?
Hell yeah. Sometimes. I want to cook.
Oh, I was about to say
I'm not.
Now, if it's a real expensive dinner, like for Christmas dinner, of course not. I'm not cooking. I'll hire somebody to cook. But if it's a regular day and I got millions in my bank account and I ain't got nowhere to go because of Corona, yeah, I'm gonna fix me something to eat. Why wouldn't I? Why not?
If I make that much, Kanye and Kim are pretty much basically billionaires at this point. I'm not cooking a damn thing.
Are billionaires.
Hey, what's the point of having an expensive kitchen if you're not going to use it?
It's being used.
I'm just not the one using it.
What happened? I couldn't hear you, Brooks.
I said it's being used, just not by you. You're not the one getting dirty.
Exactly. The size of their kitchen, from what I've seen on the episodes, is the size of our former house. Okay?
Okay, fine. So, sir, let me ask you something. What are Kim Kardashian's housewife qualities? What are they?
Taking care of the children, making sure that the house is right.
She doesn't. She has a babysitter and all this other type of stuff. I guarantee you she's not around them as much as you think she is.
Hold on. You were breaking up a little bit. Oh, okay. I'm pretty sure she probably is. If Beyonce can be around her kids as much as she is, Kim Kardashian is the same way.
Who's that? Wait, who?
If I said if Beyonce can be around her kids as much as she is during this whole epidemic, Kim Kardashian is the same way. Hell, Kim Kardashian on Instagram, almost every other damn post is with her damn children. Hell, the whole Kardashian family that has kids on Instagram posts with their children. Almost every other post.
So she takes care of her kids. So that's a mother. That doesn't qualify you as a wife. That's a mother. That's a mother. I'm waiting for the wife qualities. I'm waiting.
And has Kanye's back. When Kanye was broke, she's the one that invested in Kanye.
Wait. So you saying that she's not a wife. So are you considering, but you're not considering a hoe. So what is she?
I didn't say anything. He's the one who gave the example of Kim Kardashian for this whole thing. I want to hear what he thinks her wife qualities are. Because so far you said she's a good mother. I'm waiting.
We're not Kanye West, so whatever they got going on behind the door does not equate to what we think are wife qualities.
That's why I said what we think. I didn't say that he knew. I want to know what he thinks about her situation.
From what I said originally was having your husband's back. And the main quality Kim Kardashian has is having Kanye's back. When he was broke and bankrupt, she's the one that invested in him and made sure he got back right. With Yeezus and with the clothing line and everything else. When Kanye West was having his spat with Jay-Z and was going broke, Kim Kardashian was the one that got him back right on his feet and said, here, I got you, and pushed him forward. If that's not a wife, I don't know what is.
Well, sir, that's what I have been asking you for this entire time. Proof of the wife part.
But you were arguing the fact that she, because of her, what she was doing beforehand and having a happy marriage and all this other bull.
Because the argument is, can you turn a hoe into a housewife? So she has to be the first part first. I'm asking you why you thought she was a housewife, because you was just busy calling her a hoe. How was she a hoe when every person she been with, she was in a relationship with?
Well, not every.
So how was she a hoe?
Not every person.
Most of the majority of the people that you heard her being with, she was either in long-term relationship with, she was a girlfriend, a fiance. So again, sir, if the argument is, how are you turning a hoe into a housewife? How is Kim Kardashian on the list of being a hoe?
Like I said, based on media standards, she was considered a hoe. I'm sorry. She was considered
You
a
didn't
hoe.
say that. I asked you what you thought. That's what I'm trying to get. I asked you what you thought about her being a hoe, and you couldn't give me an example of her being a hoe. So then the argument is null and, huh?
Calm down, bro. Calm down.
Because I'm just saying, how you gonna sit here and call somebody a hoe when they've been married twice and everybody else they've been with was a boyfriend? Either way it goes, where's the hoe, Eric? I want to know where the hoe is.
Like I said, fine. I don't think she's a hoe.
That's what I'm trying to get you. So when I asked you for an example,
okay, fine. Amber Rose. Are you gonna deny Amber Rose one? And she was married to Wiz
I
Khalifa.
don't know anything about Amber Rose. So tell me, how's she a hoe? Tell me.
Anything about Amber Rose?
I don't know anything about. I know that she models. I know that she be naked. I know that she was with Wiz Khalifa. I know that she was pregnant.
And she had a slut walk and everything like that of that nature, which pretty much.
So you tell me. Okay.
My overall thing is this: can you turn a hoe into a housewife? Yes. Period. You can.
You could turn anything into a housewife, honestly, in America.
So wait, what's this?
That's what I had said earlier to you.
So if you say that you can turn anything to a housewife, then why are you complaining about a hoe being a housewife?
I didn't. What I said earlier, I just said, in America, you can marry whoever and whatever you please. You can marry inanimate objects, you can marry animals, and you can marry whomever you want. You can marry yourself.
So, question. I'm gonna cut. The question is, can you turn a hoe into a housewife? Yes or no?
I already said yes. I said that in the beginning of the video. So that's why y'all looking confused. I've been said that. I said that 20 minutes ago.
So then what's the point of this?
Thank you.
Thank you. You were arguing against Kim Kardashian, and like I said, the media.
You brought up Kim Kardashian. You did.
And you argued.
I don't got nothing.
By media standards, we brought her up.
So are we the media? Or who are we? Are we the media? I asked you what you thought.
I mean, technically, yeah.
You thought.
Technically, yeah.
So if you're a part of me, I asked you what your thoughts were. I didn't ask you what everybody else thought, but why would I care about everybody else's thoughts? I'm talking to y'all. I asked you what your thoughts were in the chat. Like, what? If I want to hear everybody else's opinion, I'll watch another YouTube. What are you talking about? I asked you for your opinion. You give me everybody else's? That don't make no sense. I asked you for yours, your opinion. And you finally gave it to me. You said, okay, this is why she's a housewife. Then I asked you, Magic, how is she a hoe? Well, she's not a hoe. By media standards, she's a hoe. But I guess to me, she's not a hoe. Well, then there's no argument, sir. Just like Brooke said, if I'd said 20 minutes ago that you could turn one into, yes, can you literally take a hoe off the street and go down to the courthouse? Yes, you can. I said that 20 minutes ago, sir. So what are we talking about? That's what I want to know.
What's the definition of a hoe?
Everybody's definitions are different, apparently, because I said something different. Major said something different, and Magic said something different. So you, Brooke, you're the only one who didn't give your definition of a hoe. What's the definition of a hoe?
I don't have one.
There you go.
Ah, boy, we're gonna file this under one of the great arguments.
Not a great argument because the argument ended 20 minutes ago.
By your definition, then there is no such thing as a hoe.
By my definition?
Yeah.
Why are you saying that?
Because if you're just saying that you're a hoe if you're in a relationship doing stuff, then there is no such thing as a hoe. Because who knows?
That's not all I said. I said if you are a single person and you are sleeping around with multiple people, not letting them know that you are sleeping around with multiple people, you are a hoe.
Why? Why do I have to do my business? That doesn't mean I'm a hoe.
Excuse me, sir. If you're sexually active with multiple people, it's their business too. It's their body as well. Oh, it's not?
Nope. Just like when you, is it okay to go ask me what's their body count? Or is that your business?
Not their past body count. Their current one, if they're still racking up bodies while they're with you, yeah, that is your business.
But you're not.
Why wouldn't it be?
And you're not exclusive, so why does it matter? If y'all just
you just said if someone was being honest about their being exclusive.
I didn't know about being honest. He was the one that said being honest.
That's what I'm saying, sir. We don't live in a world where everybody is honest. So if you don't know that someone's sleeping around, then obviously, that nullifies the argument. But if you know for a fact that someone said, hey, you're not the only one I sleep with, and you can't get mad if they say, well, how many other people you sleep with? Because it's their business. It's their health, their body. It makes sense.
But sleeping around, and even if you are being honest, how's that still being a hoe? If I'm sleeping around and I told you I am, and I'm not a title on anybody, well, how am I a hoe?
Oh, by media standards. That's how you're a hoe.
Oh, okay.
By media standards. Yeah. 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 Since we're going by the media, that's by media standards.
Technically, we will be so.
And to go look up the definition of a hoe.
Why? It doesn't matter. We're going by media.
No, going by your standards now.
My standards?
You said that we're not the media and all that good stuff, so we're going by your standards.
Why my standards? There's 4 people here. Why
like you said, we're not worried about the outside noises. That's 4 right now. So your standards.
So you're asking me my personal opinion?
Your standards, yes.
Oh yeah. Well, then by my standards, you can't argue my standards because you're not me.
Oh,
that's it. Like, how you gonna sit here and go back and forth with me about how I feel? That's a losing argument. It don't matter. So I mean, whatever your definition is, let it be your definition.
Yeah.
So I said, and since you don't have a definition, right? You said, Brooks.
Nope.
There's no such thing.
Is a gardening tool used? I've been talking about the whole time.
And,
a gardening tool that can be used multiple times.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I never used a hoe before.
I've never seen a hoe.
Well, that has been Can You Turn a Hoe into a Housewife? Hoes on that, right? 4.
Even though the argument was over 20 minutes ago, you guys got 15 minutes of absolutely nothing. So Merry Christmas. Happy New Year.
Happy holidays. Stay tuned.
Happy holidays.
Those white people holidays.
Anyways, stay tuned for our New Year's live video. We'll be doing a live pretty much for New Year's Eve. So stay tuned for that.
I mean, if you stick around, we might be doing some more live events eventually.
Yeah, exactly. Well, goals of 2021, New Year's Eve live, things of that nature. So stay tuned for all those videos. Of course, last week was our Mandalorian review of the finale. So make sure you watch that. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Please, please, please support the channel. Make sure you hit the bell notifications. That way you can be known of when our videos go up. For Major Vibes, the Blair Thomas, and Brooks, it's been Magic, City of the Alliance. And if you need guidance, as always, come seek the Alliance. Peace.